I've always been a logical person, the kind of person who doesn't believe in ghosts or anything supernatural. I used to think every strange story has a simple explanation, but after what happened that weekend, I'm not so sure anymore. Even now, when everything is quiet, I still feel uneasy, like something is there, just out of sight. This all started when my friend Steve asked me for a favor. He and his wife were going away for the weekend and they needed someone to look after their dog. Their house was far from everything. No neighbors, no traffic, no noise. Just a big house, surrounded by trees, and a silence that felt heavier than it should. I didn't think much of it. Honestly, it sounded like a perfect break. A quiet place, free food, and a friendly dog. The first night was completely normal. The dog and I stayed up late, watching movies in the living room. Nothing strange, nothing unusual. I went to sleep around 1 a.m. and then, suddenly, I woke up at exactly 3:21 in the morning. At first, I didn't understand why. Then I heard it. The dog, barking, but not in a normal way. This wasn't the kind of barking you hear when a dog sees something outside. This sounded different, louder, sharper, almost desperate. I got out of bed and walked downstairs. Each step felt strangely loud, like the whole house was listening. When I reached the kitchen, I saw him. The dog was standing in front of the basement door, completely still, except for the barking. His fur was raised, his body tense, his eyes locked onto that door, like something on the other side had his full attention. I called his name, tried to calm him down, but it didn't work. He didn't even look at me. It was like I wasn't there. I stepped closer and reached for the door handle. The moment I touched it, the dog completely lost control. He started running back and forth, barking even louder, almost panicking. For a second, I stopped. Something didn't feel right. But I pushed that feeling aside. I opened the door, and instantly, I felt it. The temperature dropped, not just a little. It was sudden, unnatural, like stepping into a completely different place. I turned on the basement light and slowly made my way down the stairs. Each step felt heavier, like I was walking into something I shouldn't. I kept telling myself, "There's nothing here. You're just overthinking." But deep down, I didn't believe that anymore. When I reached the bottom, I looked around. Nothing. No one. Everything looked normal. But the cold, it didn't make sense. That basement had never felt like that before. I checked every corner, every room, trying to find something, anything. But there was nothing. Eventually, I went back upstairs. After a while, the dog calmed down, and somehow, we both went back to sleep. The next day felt completely normal. The dog was playful again, happy, relaxed, like nothing had happened. Even the basement felt normal. No cold, no strange feeling. That's when I started thinking. Maybe it was just my imagination. Maybe I overreacted. But the second night proved me wrong. Again, I woke up, same time, 3:21 a.m. This time I already knew. I rushed downstairs. The dog was at the basement door again. But something was different. He wasn't barking. He was crying. Soft, scared, broken sounds. Like he knew something was coming. I tried to calm him down, tried to reassure him, but he wouldn't stop. I reached for the handle again, and the moment I touched it, he let out a sound I had never heard before. Pure fear. I opened the door, and immediately, I smelled it. Something rotten, thick, heavy, like something had been left there for a long time. I stepped into the basement slowly. The cold was back. Stronger than before, but this time, the room wasn't the same. The bar stools were knocked over. Pictures had fallen off the walls. Everything looked disturbed, like something had been moving around, violently. I stood there, completely still, my mind racing. I had been there earlier that day. Everything was normal. So what happened? And then, I felt it. That strange feeling, like someone was behind me, watching me, not moving, not making a sound. Just there. I turned around quickly. Nothing, but the feeling didn't disappear. It stayed, heavy, uncomfortable, like something didn't want me there. I didn't stay any longer. I went back upstairs, my heart pounding. The dog kept making noise for a while. Then slowly, everything went quiet again. That night, I didn't really sleep. The next morning, everything was normal again. No smell, no mess, no signs of anything. Even the dog walked into the basement calmly, like nothing had ever happened. That confused me even more, because now nothing made sense. When Steve came back, I told him everything, every detail. I expected him to laugh, to tell me I was imagining things, but he didn't. He just stood there, silent. Then he looked down and said something that I'll never forget. He said, when the dog was a puppy, he used to do the same thing, bark at that basement door for no reason. Then he paused and quietly added, then one night he just stopped. Since that weekend, the dog hasn't done it again. And I still don't know what I experienced. I still don't know what caused that smell, or why it only happened at night. But one thing is certain, there was something in that basement. And whatever it was, it knew I was there.